Before the show today, I wanted to talk about something that's in the news lately. It's a very prevalent issue, racism. I don't support it. I never will. I am an American. That's who I am. I'm a patriot. I'm not a racist. White shaming is a form of discrimination being perpetrated by the communist left. BLM was started by three communist, globalist feminists. If you don't know what globalism is, it's the idea that world should have one government, one religion, and one financial system. In this country, we have in place a system of law that insists a person is innocent until proven guilty in a trial. The communist countries, they don't have that. They have a tyranny which insists you are guilty. My point is this communist propaganda is driving our nation apart, and we must be better than that. We must be smart enough to understand it for what it is, because America is one of the last countries on earth that is held out against their one world government. I encourage everyone to educate themselves on this attack on our culture, on our country, on our values by the communists. Now I invite you to recite along with me the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of America. I hope you will consider the words carefully. Let it be a reminder for you what America is all about. My values are certainly reflected best in it. Let's begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. God bless you. God bless America.
Welcome, everybody, to Cheap Seats. This is episode number 6. Number 6 in the book. Starting off here, I'm Roger. He's Jason. Welcome aboard. It's been another week of sports. And by the way, we just want to let you know that we're going to try to be doing this now once a week. We decided we'll try to do one a week and make it a lot better than the two that we were doing. It was seemingly, with no sports right now, not a lot to talk about as far as the games go, but we're going to do, and it'll be Thursday or Friday. We're looking at Friday as being our time, but if you're a member on Facebook of our group, Cheap Seats, then you will should get a notification every time we post something on there. So, Jason, how you doing? You doing okay? You got a bad back, you said.
Yeah, I got a bad back. So I'm standing today, so I'm in a little bit different location because I have a standing desk, so I'm standing.
Okay, well,
that's why the background was different.
Hope you get better.
It's further away from the terrible towels.
Exactly. We do not have a winner this week. We have almost virtually no participation in our trivia game, but it was a tough one. It was, can you name from the baseball, basketball, football, hockey, the professional team that has the most championship titles? Do you know? Baseball. Quick. You got to give me a quick answer. Baseball. Do you know who it is?
The Yankees.
Yankees. Correct. 27. NBA. Basketball.
Bulls.
Nope. Chicago was not. They have a lot, but not as many as the Boston Celtics. 17.
Wow.
Green Bay Packers. Now, this was a little bit trickier one. Green Bay Packers. National football. It doesn't necessarily mean Super Bowl, remember. NFL professional titles.
So you're counting NFC championships.
We're talking about when it was the old NFL without the AFC in it. Before Super Bowl started. So it goes back. Further back.
That goes back a ways.
The who?
I said that goes back a long ways.
Yes, it does. Quick answer. Football.
Well, you said Green Bay Packers already.
I already said it. Well, then you should know the answer. And finally, hockey.
I'm going to go with probably Edmonton.
No. Bad choice. They had Wayne Gretzky there for a few years, and they won a lot. The Montreal Canadiens, rich tradition. Packers, by the way.
Are they still a team?
Who?
The Canadiens.
The Canadiens, of course. Montreal. Come on. Hey, what are you saying? Hey. Packers, by the way, had 13 championships. Canadiens, 24. So the Yankees, all-time professional league championships, with 27. That was our answer. We had nobody correct on that. We'll give the trivia question. It'll be up on our Facebook page shortly after the show. But now let's get to sports. And Major League Baseball still trying to get a season together, whether it's going to be I like your Cubs cap, yes. And by the way, my cap of the day, Royal Caribbean, and my bobblehead of the day.
Well, here's a good one.
Two of the best football players in Cincinnati Bengals history, Anthony Munoz and Kenny Anderson.
You know, Andy Dalton broke Kenny Anderson's passing record this past season.
Correct. Next topic. We'll go on from there. Kenny Anderson, the best quarterback in Cincinnati franchise history, without a doubt.
Well, wait a minute. He didn't. What about Boomer?
That's another show. We started baseball. Let's get back to baseball. Baseball. I have a perfect solution. If the multimillionaires and the trillionaires and the billionaires in between, whatever, can agree on having some kind of a season, I've come up with a solution. 81 games. You got 3 conferences, what they had mentioned. 10 teams in each, geographically combined within the East, West, Central. You get 81 games. You play everybody in your conference 9 times. 9 times 9 is 81. So you basically have a half a season. You have 81 games, 9. So you have 6 at home against your conference, 3 road games, or in some cases you'll have 3 home games and 6 road against your conference rival. I think if you play 81 games, you take the 3 conference champions, and then you take the right number, in my case, 3 more teams as wild cards. You play them off to face off against the 3 conference winners. You got 6. You might want to add it a little bit to 8 or 10 to get more teams in this season only. How do you like that idea?
You know, I think it's a good idea as long as we still have time to play all 81 games. So, you know, if they get started in July, maybe they might still have time.
Well, that's the key, obviously. And this week, I think, is really crucial to the fact that they've got to get an agreement together. The commissioner yesterday said there will be baseball. He's 100% guaranteeing there will be baseball of some sort, whether it's a tournament format or a regular season format of 50 to, say, 80 games. But they've got to get it started, you know, as you said, sooner the better. So we'll see what happens there.
It looks like, you know, each week that goes by and they don't play, they're going to have to cut off games.
We'll just have to wait and see what happens, but they're running out of time. PGA Tournament, golf fans, they finally got started in Texas. The Colonial got started today. We are taping on a Thursday. Any thoughts about the PGA? No fans. I am not 100% sure of this, but I had heard there was going to be possibility of the players having to carry their own bags. How would you like that as a professional, to carry your own bags? I don't think that's happening. I think they actually do, but it was mentioned as part of the safety precautions and health precautions that they were going to have to carry their own bags. How would you like it if caddies had to be eliminated from golf for the time being, and a professional, Tiger Woods, for sake, he's not playing in this tournament, but could you see Tiger Woods being his own caddy?
I mean, he probably has. Doesn't he have a bad back?
He does.
So that would be maybe an issue. But other than that, I mean, you got a golf cart, I guess. So
do you have to get a doctor's written permission that you have a bad back, that you need somebody to carry the clubs? Because that would be a disadvantage to all the other players, because they have to lug around all that weight. So
I mean, if you got a bad back and you're trying to carry around golf clubs, and it's going to affect your golf game for sure. But you know, if you're healthy, I don't see any problem with it. People do it all the time.
There you go. NBA, not as sweet as it looks. The NBA has said they will be coming back. They will have a 20-game format, 20 team. I believe it was 20 teams that they were going to bring back. And then they were going to eliminate 4 out of those, and it was confusing. We talked about it some last week. seemed to be a little bit confusing on everything there. But the main thing is some of the players now, none specifically that I have heard, but apparently there is some rumble amongst some of the players not necessarily wanting to come back because of the fact that they're going to be away from their families, they're going to be away from their hometown, they're going to be basically quarantined within a bubble, they're calling it, in Orlando, Florida, and everything, they're not going to be able to leave their hotel except for games, and it's just sort of like now the players are looking at it and say, really, is it worth it? Do you think it's worth it for the players to do all this, or what?
You've got 2 points of view on this. First point of view, yeah, they're going to be away from home, and it's going to be hard, and there's not going to be fans, and, you know, I wouldn't want to be cooped up either. But a second point of view, they're professionals, and they're getting paid.
Okay, so that's how you look at it.
Yeah.
I just think from a standpoint of, you know, and we've touched on this, and we're going to get to this. In fact, this is going to lead into our next subject about, you know, the mental mindset and the physical you know, how you are physically now, not playing in so long, how you're going to go out there and approach the game. You don't necessarily look at the better teams that, you know, were playing at the end of before all this started back in the mid part of March. But I just think in a way that you may not have the best representation as far as a true champion this year. And people know that. But I think under who adapts to, like, if you're a single guy, you know, it's not going to affect you that much. But if you can't be with your family for X period of time, I think that's going to affect you some. So,
well, they're on the road a lot anyway as professional athletes. So, I mean, they are missing out a lot of, you know, a lot of time. Now, I know between games they may have more freedom of travel normally. But I say, I mean, you know, you're not going to have a family to miss if you don't have money to pay for the bills. You know, you got to feed your family. And so, you know, my military experience, I was away from my family for long periods of time, a lot. You know, we're professionals, we do that. I think the NBA can do that. If they want to play, and that's what the NBA is saying that you have to do to play, I say play. It's only temporary.
Rumor has it, Jason, that your family had a great time while you were away.
They probably did.
Okay, let's get on to the next subject here. And we bring this in. Phillip Rivers, Hall of Fame quarterback in my estimation. He's put up great numbers, never done well in postseason. But Phillip Rivers is now, quote unquote, aggravated because a lot of people think that he is done. Do you think he's done?
You know, I think he's at a better situation on the Colts. For sure. As far as old man Rivers being done, he's as done as Ben Roethlisberger, I'd say. I mean, they're both in the same draft class, but, you know, maybe that talk is going to motivate him to prove everybody wrong.
Well, I think you're right about that. I think the motivation is a strong weapon. When people tell you you can't do something and you prove them wrong. Now, sometimes physically you can. I mean, your wife's not going to ask you, well, I just bought a refrigerator. Can you bring it back from the store and put it where it's supposed to go? You're not physically going to be, unless you're a lot stronger than you look. But physically, you can only do so much. But Phillip Rivers is, I agree, in a lot better situation in Indianapolis. Even though he had some great receivers and he had a good running game and all that, I think he overstayed his welcome sort of in San Diego / Los Angeles as the Chargers. And I think the situation in Indianapolis is going to be a lot. They have a really, really good running game. Their defense is solid as well. And San Diego was too. LA was too. But I think he's in a better situation, less pressure. And I think he's going to be okay with it. He's got Frank Reich, the coach, is more of an offensive-minded guy because he was an ex-quarterback. He's an ex-quarterback. So those thought patterns get together. But Phillip Rivers, always one of those great statistical type of guys, and that's why I don't like statistics all the time. But I think it'll be a little bit better in Indianapolis for him. So we'll see where that heads to. Question for you. Has anybody ever asked you for an autograph, Jason?
Actually, yes.
And not including family members or friends?
Yeah.
Okay. That's our topic right now. We're talking autographs. And I was listening to a sports program the other day, and they were talking about good and bad experience in getting an autograph. I'm going to give you my take on it. As a kid, I used to always like to get autographs, mainly sports figures. Nowadays, don't do it. It's not my thing. Do you think it's the athlete's responsibility, and we're talking athletes on a sports show, athlete's responsibility if a kid, or an adult for that matter, goes up and asks for an autograph? Do you think it's their responsibility to give one to them?
I would say it's not necessarily a responsibility or some kind of obligation, but it's a good idea to do it. Now, there may be some concerns as of lately with the, COVID-19 stuff and, handling and contact and all that. But I think that if you're a public figure like an athlete and people are asking you for your autograph, you should be expecting that that's going to happen if you go out in public. And I would say that most of them probably try their best to oblige.
I've always looked at it this way. It's how they react to it. And it's also how you react to them. If you've got, in this day and age, and we've talked in the past that I'm in the sports collectible business, mainly bobbleheads, but somewhat autographs as well, that if you go up to a famous person, if you will, and say, I want your autograph, as opposed to, can I please have an autograph? If they sign it to Jason or to Roger, then unless you are going to sell it, you're going to have to sell it to somebody by those names. I think they owe it to the public to be cordial if they are approached cordial. A lot of people are making a lot of money at sports card shows and all that, so they'll say, well, I'm sorry, but I can't do it. It's in my contract not to give any autographs unless you attend a show. That's the business side of it.
Well, I would say that actually these days, with technology and everything, most people got one of these, and they're usually going to settle for a selfie over an autograph.
Right now, you're right. This is a day and age that, you get selfies more so than just the autographs. I have a friend actually who does that, and he's like, I call him autograph hound and picture hound, and a sort of a half as a stalker, and I won't mention his name, but he goes to places and knows where these guys are going to be and gets not autographs, but selfies with them. And right away, he posted on the internet and all that. So just an interesting question there. Do you think also, do you have any autographs? Did you as a kid or even as an adult, was there any experiences or, times that you had an autograph, whether the person said, no, I don't want to give it? Do you have a story, in other words?
Well, yeah, there was a catcher for the Mets named, I believe it was Todd Pratt. I think you might have known this because I was still working at the sports card shop when this happened. But my dad and I went to some kind of convention, and it was like a couple-day long thing, and he was taking part in it. It was some convention for people that played a particular video game, and I came to your shop, I think, like that day or the day after I found out he was there to get some cards, and we were able to find some, and yeah, he signed it for me. No big deal. He was happy to. He was happy to be recognized, actually.
Well, that I was just gonna say, a lot of times it is like that, where guys are thrilled as can be just to be recognized out there, because sometimes you don't notice a lot of the players without their uniform on. If they're in street clothes, you sometimes wouldn't recognize them. Of course, the big name stars you're going to recognize. I had an experience real quickly back in the day, and I can tell you the same situation. And this is showing how old I am. There used to be a basketball player for the Cincinnati Royals, Sam Lacey. And Sam Lacey was downtown, and I was downtown, and we were walking, and I happened to, see him, and I went up to him. I said, Sam, I'm a big Royals fan. Can you give me an autograph, please? He said, I'm not Sam Lacey. And he kept refusing that he was Sam Lacey. I said, I go to a lot of games. I know who you are. Can you please give me an autograph? And he finally finally, as The Rock would say, he finally said, okay, I'm Sam Lacey, I'll give you an autograph. So that's my story. Not a great one, but,
You know what? Maybe it wasn't Sam Lacey, but he just gave you an autograph to shut you up.
Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one. Well, we're coming to the end of the show here. Not a lot to talk about on sports, unfortunately. I think we've touched sort of what's going on. Major League Baseball, again, is sort of, waiting and see what the go is on that. The NBA, NHL seem like they're on the right path, and the NFL is hoping and praying that it seems like they've got the season in order. So any final thoughts before we close the show?
Looks like a lot of the other soccer leagues in Europe, at least, are starting up soon, or as soon as maybe this week or next week. Also, if you're not interested in European sports, but you want American sports, the Pro Bowlers Association Summer Clash is Saturday at 6 Eastern on Fox.
By the way, and I can't think of the guy's name, did that soccer player break the record?
Well, not yet. That's Robert Lewandowski. He's the striker on Bayern München. And he got 1 goal, so he's at 30 now. So
he's got 4 games left now, you said?
Yeah, four matches left. So he'd have to get 10 goals in those 4 matches to tie it. So it's probably not going to happen. But he's close.
What? The effort is there, fine. And for all those soccer fans out there, that's your Jason moment. Jason's a big soccer fan. We know that. We're going to close this show. Again, a reminder that we are going to try to be doing this show now on Fridays. We did it today because of schedule difficulty, that we had a conflict. Jason actually is doing a marathon from the state of Washington to New York, and he has to leave in a few minutes to get ready for that, right? Jason, you're ready to go on that. But
ready to go lay down.
Yeah, right.
Get off my back.
But we also make sure that people understand that if you want to be a member of the club here that we have a group on Facebook, and we've invited a lot of people. Join us. We are up to, I think, 182 members on our Facebook page. And we love that. We'd love to hear from you. We'll put our trivia sports question on there for all those out there. We did not have a winner this past week. We hope to have a winner for this week. And we wish everybody a great week. And let's get sports back, and let's get this country back to where we're hopefully used to. Right, Jason? Any final comments?
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
How do I stop this now? There we go.